Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Enhancing the Human Experience, the podcast where we talk about best practices for business and life. And I'm super glad you joined me in this episode. Down in 10X Las Vegas Growth Con, I met a bunch of awesome people, coaches and entrepreneurs, and just people doing amazing things. And my guest today is one of those people. His name is Ian Lajoie. He's from Montreal, Canada. And we connected down there and talked about business and life and made some videos, some content you can find on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/gmarkphillips, of course. And I invited him to be a guest on the show and talk about his business. He's a performance coach and talk about his entrepreneurial journey. So in this episode, we dive into that. Also, we talk about his book, Strategy Mention. It's a super awesome read. He talks about his struggles, his story, defines some of his formulas for success, talks about discipline. And it's an interactive book too. There's spaces for writing your goals down, and he talks about his process that he goes through for that. It's really a really great read. I did get a lot out of it. Also, there is in the back of the book some of his own journey where he's traveled around the world sharing some of his experiences and his life. And that's really awesome to see. Like, it's a well-rounded book. It's not just, do these things, have this effect. It speaks to his total kind of outlook on life. And you'll see that in the video. He's a very happy guy. He's a very optimistic guy. And one of the key components in his strategy is fun. And we'll talk about that in this video. He'll unpack that a little bit. But anyway, let's dive in and see what Ian has to say. Ian, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Mark. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So we met down in Las Vegas at the 10X Growth Con, which was super awesome, and kind of connected. And we did some videos down there. You shared some of your knowledge. But I really want to dive in deeper to your book and your coaching and talk about all that. But before we do that, obviously you're a performance coach. How did you get here? What's your, just kind of give us a brief glimpse of your journey.
It's funny because the way I become entrepreneurs, unfortunately, it was by accident. I never thought I was studying finance. I was my mom, my dad, get good education, get a job, and get to retire in maybe a few years later. So I never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur. And I think that's most of the successful entrepreneurs. They become entrepreneurs for a reason. They need a purpose. And most of the time, entrepreneurs find a solution. It was something existing that they don't like, and they want to change something. They want to change the world, or they just have a dream. But in my case, I was studying in university. I was a part-time job working for a web agency in Ottawa, in Canada. And then one of my clients, so funny because the name of the company was called Battery Kingpin. So this guy was selling all the type of battery, car battery, motorcycle batteries, small batteries. So when I met this guy, it was one of my clients. So one day I just stepped as a shop to buy a new battery for my motorcycle. And this guy was kind of the same as me, always happy, always smiling, super energy, always positive attitude. And that day I met him, it was kind of sad. And I say, Patrick, what's going on, my friend? And he just told me that a family died because in Canada, in every house, we have like a smoke alarm detector. And it's really simple. You have a small battery in the smoke alarm. And if you're sleeping, there's a fire, the machine gonna just buzz and it should wake you up. Then you can go out. And it was a family, an entire family just died because this $2 battery, $5 battery was missing in this smoke alarm detector. And he told me, Ian, you're smart. How can you just provide something that this doesn't happen for a $5 battery? So I said, Patrick, let me get back to you. So took a few days. And then I have this brilliant idea that if we send directly to home a battery twice a year, and it's called Battery for Life. The battery was not working for life, but that was for saving life. So we partner up with a major foundation And back then I was early 20s, so no money in the bank account, never know how to do a website. We're talking about 2006. So back then a website was kind of complicated. Getting like all those major sponsors. So because we do a program, and the program was $12 a year. We were selling business to consumer with the envelope. I was doing all myself. We never figured out that we're gonna have like all the clients. So listen, if we can save 100 lives, we're so happy, or families that they have this system. And we started this program, and I was at the university at the same time, and I'm a guy who's talked to everybody. I was talking with one of my teachers, and he said, bro, this is a brand idea. How can I help you? Do you have a business plan? Do you have something? Well, no. We were young, and, it was a fun project. We just said, let's see if we can accomplish something great. And the funny part is this project we did all the mistake, everything you can do, but we were doing like business to consumer, B2C, and then we decided to switch to business. So my first client was a school. It doesn't take me one battery. It took me 12,000 battery, $3 every one pieces. But this thing was produced in China, and they pay me on delivery. So 12,000 times $3. So it was a $36,000 contract, and yes, it was a profit. But imagine, I think it was around $1 we pay for the battery. So it's just like $12,000 that I have to pay. I don't even know if I have like $100 or $500 in my bank account. As a university, you try to survive. And then the funny part is I met other school at the same time. They all say me yes in a week.
Oh, so, wow.
Within a week, we sell 100,000 battery.
Wow.
And say, oh, easy. We're going to go see the bank. Knock, knock. Hi, bank. We have like a PO. So please, can you borrow the money? Do you have a business plan? No. Do you have guarantee? No, because it was a custom product. So it was my battery for life on the logo of the business. So, wow, it's just like, and the funny part is there was a deadline, because in Canada, when we adjust the time, every years, we add +1 or remove 1 hours. And this is the time that usually the fire department do some prevention campaign to change the battery. So we were like a kind of delay, because by the time we order and we receive, it took 72 days to get the order, produce in China, get in the boat, get in here, and deliver to the client. So we were kind of a race, and we need to get, I think it was almost $100,000, because all the fee and everything. So anyway, man, it was funny, because all the bank, all the agency in Canada, in the short notice, they all say no. So we have to get money from family, friend, and stuff. So honestly, I become entrepreneurs by accident.
That sounds stressful. That sounds like that's a good kind of problem to have, though, right?
Yeah, mate. I think it's most of entrepreneurs that's the way they become. And I really love what I did. We did this for like 4 years. We hire some internship. We do like a raise, because clients, the kids were selling battery, but at the same time they were recycling used batteries. So we put in place a program for selling, so they make money, and at the same time say, hey, Mr. Clients, do you have like used battery? So we combine the 3R processes that reuse, recycle, and that we done. And it was really nice. I love this project. We won the regional contest of entrepreneurship in Quebec. So we received I remember it was my first time. My parents were proud of me, as an entrepreneur, because they never believed in entrepreneurship. My dad was an accountant. My mom was working in a huge company. Say, get a job, get a good mark, go to school, do a 9 to 5, get retired and die. That's mostly what the parents was talking about.
So you kind of took a different path. I love that story. Let me ask you, what made you decide to go to the schools from residential to obviously you hit a bigger market? What made you think of doing that?
It's funny, because if you read the book, I put it at the beginning. So see, when for all the entrepreneurs out there, guys, super easy. I mean, you have the best, the nicest idea ever. get a whiteboard, put a 0, put a comma, put a 1, and then add as many 0 as you want. And as an entrepreneur, your goal is to switch the comma on the right side to make your first dollar, $10,
I saw that.
$100. So when we started this, so funny because I got a whiteboard, we put $0, comma, $1, $10, $100, and every time we do a sale, we were putting a date. So the hardest part to be entrepreneurs is to make your first dollar. So the program was $12. So we sell one program, boom, $12. We just switched to the 10. So okay, let's hit the $100 goal. Then we said 10 programs. So boom, we did the $100. So okay, for the $1,000. Oh, okay, that's the first few steps is not that hard. The $1,000 was kind of hardest because back then Facebook ad, everything was not that easy as if I do it today will be much easier. And with all the knowledge we do, we can do it again and do it like crazy. But when we hit the $1,000 was kind of hard because we were calling friends, family, people we know. So listen, we have this project, and like people say, okay, I will do this because they encourage me. But well, you know, when we start young entrepreneurs, and then we see, okay, how we can achieve the $10,000. That was, and the 100,000, the $1 million, because the goal is to make $1 million. So
yeah, I saw that.
We're young, say $1 million will be easy.
Yeah.
And then we say, yeah, well, you know, if we're still doing this thing, when we start a project, we presume that the firefighter are gonna help us. But in Canada, this big guy Duracell give free away battery to the fireman. So we can give battery, we will be out of business. So that's why we say, oh, firemen gonna help us, and they never help us, they never support us. And yes, they love the thing what we're doing. They say, yes, guys, do it. Like, yeah, guys, can you help us? No. They say, yeah, super interested, but they never call back, they never help us. So well, whatever. So that's why we change a bit. And then when we do like we sit down, that's entrepreneurs what you guys should do. Guys, you have an idea, it's good, sit down, and how can we hit the next level? So that's why we said, why you don't sell it to B2B? And then wow, I never imagined that school will be my first clients. We said, well, you know, back then people were selling chocolate. So we said, okay, what can we do for that? And that's exactly the way we switch. And then anyway, it go pretty well after that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I want to dive into let's dive into the book, and I'm going to start kind of cover to cover because I thought it was awesome. I love your formula in here. We'll talk about that. I want you to break that down. For starters, strategy mention. For people who haven't read it, tell us about the title. What's the story behind the title?
I create this word because I have a lot of mentor. I never become successful as I am without them. So I always tell them, thank you. I'm grateful to have those mentors. I still have some mentor. I try to get as many mentor for sport, for business, for life, for everything. I try to get the mentor, partners, whatever the name, coach, as we can mention. And my last mentor took me a few years to really understand their true mantra. He always told me that, Ian, if you don't have a strategy, you will be part of someone else's strategy. Mm-hmm. If you have kids, you will understand the true potential. Kids, will you do clean your room before supper or after supper? No, the kids, do you want to clean your room? They will say no. So when you realize the power of this word, strategy, super easy. But as an entrepreneur, as a human, as everything you guys want to do, you want to go to grocery store, you need a strategy. You just don't go there because I'm hungry. If you do that, your bill will be different. Then if you say, I'm going to grocery, I'm going to buy this, and that. On my way to the grocery store, I will stop this shop to buy this, and that. You're applying a strategy. So if you want to be successful, you need a strategy in your life and your business. So that's why I'm calling this book Strategy Mansion, to add the dimension of strategy in your life and your business. And I'm using my success formula is 3 easy key points that you guys who are listening, write this down. It's super easy. First of all, you need to have fun. If you don't have fun, you entrepreneurs, whatever you're doing, entrepreneurs or whatever you're doing in your life, you don't have fun, sorry, but stop everything you're doing and have fun. It doesn't mean that you have to go play Nintendo or doing things. Just enjoying life is a mindset. The second part is always have a strategy. I'm a business coach. I'm getting coached. I coach clients. And what I tell them, guys, what's your strategy? You want to hit the B point from A to B, from wherever you are. You need a strategy. You will go there faster. And the third point, as I mentioned, is action with triple S's, because Tony Robbins said massive action. Everybody said action. So if you have fun and strategy without action, no result. Easy like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that formula. When I was going through, I was like, this is awesome. And I did write it down, and it's super awesome. The other thing I want to ask you about it, I was going to ask you about the S's. So the action with 3 S's is just kind of a continue taking those actions thing. Is that right?
Exactly, because most of people, they will do 1 try, 2 try, doesn't work. Okay, it's not good for me. Bro, you need 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. KFC knock at 1,000 doors. Coca-Cola sold 1 bottle the first year. Oh, no, doesn't work. It won't work. Let's stop it. So
yeah, it's so true. The other day I was perusing Damon John's Instagram, and he had a meme up there that he was, when people used to ask him, hey, how many sales have you made when you were just starting out? And he would get freaked out and didn't want to answer that question. And I think people see him successful now and think it always came easy. But you're right. It doesn't come easy to anybody. Everyone struggles, but no one sees that because it's not awesome. It doesn't tell a great story, but the true people share that. And I love that.
See, the success, we always talking about the iceberg, that people just see the top of the iceberg, the top pyramid. That's not how you're successful. I struggle so many times. I still sometimes it's not easy. Entrepreneurs, people say, "Oh, you're successful." It should be yes. The destination is fun. The way to be there. All the times people will say, "If I knew how hard it is, I would never do this." With education, make money at night at 5 p.m. Go eat and do that's it. I lose relation. I lose friendship. I lose so many things. Now, wow. Yes, it's not even a question. It's a way of living, and it's a mindset. is fantastic, but it's not that easy. And investing in myself, investing in partners, investing in the best. I'm still investing. We met at 10x Growth. I'm a speaker at my conference. I do the same thing a bit smaller than this big guy, but I still spending many $1,000s per year to invest in myself, to surround with the best. At 10x, we were with billionaires. So you guys know millionaires. I met in the same 3 days. I never met as many billionaires in my life. So
yeah. There was all sorts of success and money and entrepreneurship there. And when I tell people about that conference, I say, hey, just hearing those people talk about their story and what they're doing, it makes you level up your game, because you can see people doing it. It's like surrounding yourself with not just 5 successful people, but 12,000 successful people, and that's awesome.
And I love to talk about the entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs is a lifestyle, and my 2020 mantra, my 2020 goal is to do more partnership with entrepreneurs. What I remember and what I apply after the 10x Growth Conference, even if my business is going super well, I'm getting help. I'm asking help for myself, helping help for marketing, helping for me to be better for speaking, to learn my English, to learn everything. English, my second language, and I try to practice every day. I'm reading every day. I try to spend more time on me. That's helped me to grow, and that's the ego part that people say I'm the best, I can do this. No, every day I try to get help. Every day I try to help somebody. Even sometimes it's free. More you give, more you receive. More you ask, more you will receive as well. So it's going on those 2 sides.
Yeah, I love it. Well, to that point, I'd love to hear some of your go-to tools or techniques or practices that you use to leverage success. Like, what do you do to continue to level up your game every day? And what's your favorite tools, techniques?
The thing is preparation and to have a routine. To be honest, I don't do it every day because sometimes I finish super late. So I try to wake up early at 5 a.m. Why I try to do this is if I can win the morning and get like an hour, 2 hours extra per day times 5 times 7. Imagine on a week, in a month, in a year, in a lifetime. It was funny because when I was listening Arnold Schwarzenegger, he said, you don't have to sleep 8 hours. He said, sleep faster. If you have a good routine, there's no reason. We have like 24 hours. Yes, okay, we sleep between 6 to 8. I try to sleep between 6 to 7, between 5 to 7. This is my objective. So most of the time, the weekend, I try to maybe wake up like an hour late and try to go bed earlier. And this is the best strategy that you guys have. I try to read every day. I don't do this every day, but I got book all over my place. I put a book in the toilet. I put book near my bed. I put book on my lunch table. So even if I have like 5 minutes, sometimes it's just the little, they click a page or two. Guys, just do the first step. That's when you get a book, if you read one page, you can read 10 pages. Aim for between 5 to 10, 15. If you read 15 pages in the morning, 15 pages at night, you can read a book a week. That's all successful. Top CEOs read around 4 to 6 books a month. Imagine, guys, if you do this for 10 years or for 5 years or just for 1 year, you just pass all 90% of all people in the world. So that's super easy. You want to be smart, do this. And nowadays, they are like audio book. Me, I prefer to read the real book. So, hey, by the way, I have like 2 books just next to me. I have a bunch of books that inspire me. And imagine the knowledge that people put in a book. You put all your best of in a book. And honestly, it's one of the smartest things. Warren Buffett read like between 3 to 5 hours a day.
Wow.
Does he have time? No, you create time for it. That's then you need to add it to your agenda. If you can do it during the night because you're too tired, do it in the morning. If you can do it in the morning, doing it at the lunchtime, whatever. You need to schedule your investment time.
Yeah, I like that. It's awesome. Speaking of like time and what you work on, how do you decide what business projects to pursue? I mean, we've got everyone has 24 hours in the day. I think that's a big factor, is making the right decision to do the right thing. How do you personally make that call?
But first of all, it's funny because many times I struggle. I want to know what I want to do. I know what I was good. I was on the right path. And the funny part is when you do something that is not right, once then you're fine. Your X or your Y or whatever the term we can call it. You know it deep inside of you. There's always this little voice saying like, when you do something wrong, there's a little signal. Whatever you're doing, is it good or bad? I mean, when you're doing bad or you're not on what you should do, there's something like an indicator that sometime in the head we don't listen. And when I find my path, I decided to live by patient. I'm a business coach. I help entrepreneurs to reach their goal, to have more fun and strategy in their life and their action and their business. And all the time I try to start my own business, my other project. Life always bring me back on this path. You have to listen the sign. When opportunity knock at the door, most of the time people was just not answer. So answer open the door and just go all in. And I decided to help. More help, more I receive. And back then when I start, it's been 6 years I'm doing this full time. No book, no world tour, no clients. And when I started, I said, this is what I want to do. And for 2 years, the 2 first year, I was telling everybody I'm coaching top CEOs between $1 million to $25 million. Took me 2 years. And the first time I did it was a real, for me, every entrepreneur is a CEO, but was the real ideal clients. It was a shop, 25 employees, and just called my best friend. I said, Francis, I just did a coaching with my CEOs. It's not what you're doing for like the past 2 years. Kind of, but honestly, that was my first client. So in my mind, in my mindset, this is what I want to do. And first time I started, I said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm doing. And took me times. I can't have quit so many times. It's not for me. Let's get a job. Let's get the safety comfort zone. My parents will say, what are you doing? You have a bachelor degree in finance. Go get a real job. I was working in the bank industry, making a lot of money, and decide to say, no, this is not for me. And it was not easy. But when you find your purpose and your mission, go all in. Life will put everything on the right track for you.
Yeah. Well, what kept you going during those 2 years? Obviously, you said you wanted to quit a bunch of times and it was struggling. What were you thinking about? What kept you going?
It's funny. So many times I tried a project that doesn't work. Was miserable in my shower, crying and say, why do this? Why they even try to understand to listen. All those people said you should have do this, you should do that, and I said, oh, maybe they're right, and confused. I try to. It's so funny because many times I try to send like thousands of resume to a business. I never receive. I think nobody want to hire me, so that's why I create my own job. Just kidding, but it's so funny. I send so many CVs, and I'm well educated. I'm smart. I can do like many things, and I never receive. So life said no. They'll go work for somebody.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you.
And then once you go down the entrepreneurial road so far, you become unemployable. Then you can't go back because you've kind of you've leveled up your game so much you can't go back to that. I mean, it just doesn't work. I've never seen it work very well.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell people how they. Walk us through like your beginning coaching process. I mean, I know you do a 20-minute call. Talk about someone who's going to call you for the first time. What can they expect?
What I love to do, and this part, yeah, I'm really good on LinkedIn. So you guys listening, go hit me on LinkedIn, Ian Lajoie, Performance Coach. I love to do human to human. This is my first thing. I love to connect with the person, the passion. Hey, we all have a title. The title, yes, it can be like 3 lines, 4 lines. For me, I think I write my title in like in 2 business cards. So many I have. But what I love to connect is with Mark. It's with Ian. I love to get this connection that we have in real life. Yes, sometimes the technology bring us. We're more connect than we were, but we're more disconnect that we have to be because of all the technology. So I love to first listen to you. I love to hear your passion. I love to know your dreams. If I can see you, Mark, in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, where you want to be, and when I can help somebody to just fast track the road to success, wow, it's my best paycheck. Because when I coach clients, I transfer them. They don't really see it at the beginning. It's a journey. Same thing when you work with me, same as you go to the gym. You get a membership. You can go to the gym. All the weights are there. You can just do like 20 sets of bicep one day. I spent 2 hours doing bicep this day. Doesn't mean tomorrow I will have big guns or big pipes. So business is the same thing. It's a journey, and entrepreneurs is a path. It's like a roller coaster. The good entrepreneurs. We are gonna talk about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs say, listen, we have challenges every day, and you always have the best team. So a good entrepreneur is just have the quick solution at the right time. So that's what they need, and what I do is I help them to just make sure they will, with a strategy, hit their success faster. And it's like every week, or is it twice a month, every week, depending the solution. But the first 20 minutes, hey, just talk. Let's see if I can help you. I have a huge network. LinkedIn changed my life. Starting with 1,000 relation, I'm over almost 15,000 right now. So that's why it's really changed it. And I do between 3 to 10, 20-minute call with random people who I just connect on LinkedIn or ask me. I say, listen, let's jump on a call. And that way, that's why I have success. I take time. I invest time in people, in human. Imagine I get between 20 minutes is never 20 minutes. Sometimes it's shorter, but usually it's 30 minutes. And sometimes the 20 minutes is going to turn to 1 hour for lunch, a coffee, or another hours. So imagine how many time I invest every week. That's why I'm successful. I spend a lot of time over the phone, on a Zoom call. That's I really love, and online. So that's why I have success. But I invest time. That success doesn't come right away. That's what people see, all those big guys out there, and say, okay, I will do like a one video and I'll get like a 1 million view. Yeah, sometimes it's happened. Guys, you need discipline, consistency, and just doing it on a long period of time.
Yeah, I love that too. I mean, and obviously discipline is a theme in your book here. It was a huge theme at 10X. It seemed like every one of those speakers talked about it. Talk about discipline in your life. I mean, how do you get yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do? I mean, consistently.
My rule number one, as I mentioned, is always have fun. And people say having fun is go party and I do stuff. No, it's not fun. Taking the phone and doing like 20 cold call is not fun. But what's going to be fun is the result. If I close the deal and I can go 1 week with my loved one, seeking palm tree and drinking pina colada, that's the fun part. So the fun part is I put my smile every morning. When I wake up, I had my smile on my face, in my face every morning. It's a decision. I decide to be happy. Is life always fun? Is always sun and rainbow? No. Sometimes it's snowstorm. Sometimes coronavirus just pass and like it's go crazy. But honestly, guys, I decide to be happy. That's the first thing. I decide to have fun. And yes, I'm working hard. Discipline, working. I have no boss. I can wake up at the time I want. I can wake up at 12 if I want. I decide to wake up at 5. So this is called discipline because I'm happy when I win my day. When I see the suns go up, I do meditation. I train. I do yoga. I write my goal. I spend time reading. I read like an hour or two, and I just study. When it's 8 a.m., it's been 3 hours. I'm waking up, and this is successful people. The 5 a.m. club is a reason. And that's the club you guys should be.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as we get close to wrapping up here, I just want to ask you, I mean, have you always been a happy guy? You seem very optimistic. You seem very into like, hey, let's just have a fun time here. You always been like that, or is that a decision that you made to be that way?
Yeah, I took a decision. My life at one point was messed. It was not that good. One point I doesn't really love myself. Even in my last name is Lajoie, it means the joy. Life is not that easy. I think you need some time to have a snowstorm or a storm in your life to enjoy the sun. If it's always sunny, you will say, okay, but when it's raining for 20 days and you see the sun, you will enjoy the sun. So I think you guys, if you guys need help, just ask. Life is not that super fun all the time. But when you decide to be happy, it's a mindset. When you surround yourself with positive and smart and good entrepreneurs people, it will be easier. It won't be easy all the time. Life is not hard. It's just not easy. It's not the same thing. And that's why I decide every day. My mantra for 2020 is just to do like just a little bit more today than I did yesterday. Just be a little bit better on my video I did yesterday. Just to be a little bit more kind to somebody I don't know than I were yesterday. And if you're doing this, the little extra every day, just 10 page, 1 rep, just a +1 every day. You guys, you can imagine on the week, on the months, on the years, and on the lifetime, you will be successful. It's the little extra that make all the difference that somebody sometime you don't want to do. So I think
that's awesome. That's a great way. So as we wrap up, tell people again, I know you mentioned your LinkedIn, but tell people how they can find you and contact you online.
My website, ianlajoie.com. You guys hit me on LinkedIn. This is the place I'm always. You want to see my pretty face smiling all the time. I love to do a video. English, French, I'm bilingual. I do a lot of French content, but just let me know. You guys hit me, said you listen to me. Always a pleasure to connect. I'm international, so I've been to Africa, I've been to Asia, I've been to the States so many times. All my branding is mostly in English. You can get my free copy of my book, guys. It's an ebook on my website. Go on my Instagram, @IanLajoie_. There's my link tree in my bio. You can just download it or go to my website directly. You can get. And on my website, you can book a 20-minute call. It's free. The thing is to get to know you. If I can help you, I will. If I can, I can. And maybe it will be another days. So easy like that. Just take your ball, hit the button, and let's connect and have fun, guys.
Yeah, definitely. And I do like the pictures of your world travels in your book. That's awesome. Nice job. Inspiring.
That's my goal, Matty. The thing is, I want to create an impact. I love to. We are entrepreneurs, and most entrepreneurs they're working alone. Guys, let's work together. Even it's me or whatever with Mark. There's always people out there that just give you like the little extra push, the extra motivation, and on return, please give it to somebody else. So many times people are not happy. Just smile. It's free. So smile
Yeah.
every time. I'm the psychopath in the metro when I'm smiling all the time. People say, "Who's this guy? He's even like crazy or he's too happy," and decide to be the crazy too happy guy that it's free and to share love and to share fun in my surrounding. So guys, have fun, ask for help, even if you're going good or bad, ask for help, and together we're stronger. And let's do this, man.
Awesome. Ian, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure. I met Mark on the little subway. I was smiling and I was listening. I was concentrated in between two shots and I said, "Hey, let's do a video." And guys, it's all started with a smile. I'm here because I'm smart. You can date, isn't your loved one, your next sponsor. You can do business starting with a smile in the coffee line, wherever you're going. Hey guys, smile. Life is not easy. Don't worry. Read my book. It started with my life was a mess. So I used to not be that happy guy that I am right now. I make some change. It was not easy, but I decided to be happy. It's a decision and enjoy life. You will see one day everything will be nice.
Awesome. That's great advice, Ian. All right. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day, Ian.
Thank you, Mark. As a pleasure. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.